In this video, we are going to be putting the full HSV kit inside and out on it. It's not looking like a bloody ugly Grandpa Spec Calais V anymore. LSA engine, the LSA box, LSA tail shaft, LSA 9-inch rear end. We're going to take it drag racing, we're going to take it circuit racing. Drop down in the comment section if you guys think that this is a mock-up or just a reshell. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another video on my VF Clubsport R8 LSA build, and in this video we are going to be putting the full HSV kit inside and out on it. So if you guys don't know and you aren't in the loop and haven't watched the previous episodes, this is a donor car for a VF Clubsport R8 LSA Clubby that I did buy recently that was stolen and recovered. The VINs have been tampered with, so we can no longer use that shell. I've been building this shell up, the same year model 2016 Calais V in Slipstream blue as well, with a sunroof. So we have transferred absolutely everything into this so far, bar the body kit. But to get you guys up to scratch, if you aren't, we've done the full LSA driveline. We built the LSA with a few VCM goodies, so it's cammed, got some headwork and whatnot. The VCM OTR X-Force full exhaust system, some BC gold coilovers from Just Jap in there, some new freshly painted 4-piston calipers in there as well. And as you can see, we're still looking like a Calais. And in this video, that is going to change, and we have a fair bit of work ahead of us, because if you see this part of the dash here, that is still beige or titanium or whatever everybody calls it, but that is a part of the dash. So that all needs to come out, including the whole interior and the whole exterior, including the doors. So quite literally everything will be off this car by the actual body of it. So I have a whole heap to do and a whole heap to get through today to get that all nice and perfect and aligned. And yes, like I said, we're going to pull the dash out, and I am going to change the dash loom anyway, so we can run the EDI like it normally did in the previous HSV. So anyways, I'm going to stop talking because I have a massive day ahead of me, and we're going to start stripping the interior first, and then we're going to get on to the exterior. I've got most of the dash stripped apart. Just need to take off the indicators. I got a little bit carried away with a few other stuff, so to pull off the door cards, which doesn't matter anyway because I'm replacing the whole door, and it does have the HSV door cards and speakers and all that in it. So it's just as simple as unplugging there, bolt on the side straight off, but we'll do that after we get this dash out. So these dashes are actually pretty easy. The one I pulled out of the HSV was pretty simple, much better than the VY, I reckon, to be fair. But got to pull the heads-up display out. There's 2 bolts here. There's a few bolts under the dash and on the sides. And I think once I pull it out, I'll show you guys exactly the mounting points, because that was a handy thing I had. I went down to Kurt's. He had a left-hand drive dash out of a VF sitting outside. I just looked at it, looked at the back, saw where it all bolted up, came here, kind of had an idea. There was a few extra ones here and there, but sort of expected once you got a HVAC system and an airbag and whatnot in there as well. So I'm going to get to pulling those bolts out. Josh will be here very shortly. They can whip this dash out and move forward into putting the HSV interior in, because, you know, right now it's looking pretty bare. So there we have it. We've got the back end complete. I actually changed the exhaust surrounds because my old ones were burnt, as well as these tips, and it actually melted the inside, because with the X-Force exhaust, it has that little weird Y-piece bit in it. Before it didn't, and yeah, he got a little bit happy and it burnt the inside. And these tips were actually brown, so I pulled the whole bumper apart to get those tips off, polish those tips. They look absolutely immaculate and brand new. Changed those surrounds while we were there, and put some new reflectors in at the same time, and now it's looking nice and Mickey. The alignment on everything is pretty damn good. We'll obviously tinker with it a little bit once Aaron is here, which he's coming tomorrow, because he's going to help us out with the doors that myself and Josh couldn't really align. So we'll leave it to the panel beater, and we'll get it nice and perfect so it doesn't have to be touched with, especially while the bolts are nice and easy to get to on this. So we'll end up working from the back forward, put the guards on, put the bonnet on, bumper, lights, and align all of it up, and it will look absolutely hot. Now for the interior, I did stop just as I was about to pull the dash out, because Josh came and was only here for a very short time. So we did all the heavy lifting stuff and got that out of the way, so then I could go along and do other things. But I've been busy with other work and other stuff, and this rear bar took way longer than I thought, and I haven't gotten to that, but I'll do that tomorrow. They can start on the interior, get the interior together. I'm actually getting the floors steam cleaned during the week, so I'm going to put most of it together. Obviously no front seats, but we'll see if we have to move the car around or whatever, get it back on the hoist to get those other stuff to get it programmed to start. So it may be all right on the floor here, but obviously once we get all those on, we can get the skirts and everything on. Everything is waiting here nice and patiently. They just need to go and grab the headlights, but got the Series 2 bonnet here, bumper, we've got the skirts, and the front guards. The vents are in the other shop, but we've got a lot of stuff scattered over here, a lot of stuff that came off today, a lot of stuff that still needs to go in and on, like that HSV interior there. But anyways, tomorrow's a new day. We'll do a few hours tomorrow, maybe chip at it through the week. We'll just see how much we smash out. I don't know at this stage. It's very, very time consuming trying to line things up rather than taking stuff off and not caring, but we're getting there. So anyways, I guess we'll catch you tomorrow. Here we have it. After wrestling, the dash is out. We've got the new dash here to go in, but this one, I don't know why. It was a lot more difficult. There's a lot more things plugged into the back from what I can remember, because I swear getting the dash out of the R8 was a lot easier than that. But anyways, it's out now. Got a clean little slate in there. I'm going to replace the dash loom with the R8 one, so we can have the EDI plug and whatnot. So there's no modifying in that sense. So it all butt up. So I'll change that over. Maybe change up the heads up display as well, because this one comes up with a Holden thing. I don't know if the HSV did that. I'm pretty sure it said HSV, or it just didn't say anything, but swap that over anyways. We'll get back to putting the dash back in. Boom. 2 dash looms out. Now to put this one in, there's a little bit of mucky wiring here. That's because I try to be slick and get away with just pulling the EDI out, but it actually goes into the main harness. And I also realised that gauge wiring for the little module that goes in the centre there for the HSV stuff, like the turn knobby to go through the modes and turn traction control off and whatnot, that doesn't come apart of the loom as well. So I had to pull the dash out anyways, because it was a different colour, which kind of was a blessing in disguise, I guess, in a way. So I'm going to shove the HSV loom, and then I'm going to pop this dash back in. And then I guess I'll see you when that is done. There we have it. The new dash out of the R8 is in. And it wasn't too bad, to be fair. With this car, it's literally 2 at the front here, 2 in the center there, 2 below it. There's another 2 under here. The airbag stays intact. 3 on each side, and a few under there, 1 on each side there. And just undoing a whole bunch of clips at the back, which is stuck, but actually pulling it out isn't that bad. Once you get it back far enough, you'll see what it's tugging on. You just unclip those clips and boom, Bob's your uncle. But should be no reason why you're changing a VF dash unless you're doing what I'm doing here. Now we can get to installing all the stuff from the donor R8. So we've got the HSV flat bottom steering wheel with the perforation in it. The SSV Calais V do not have perforation in it, so this looks 10 times better, even though we may end up doing something with the steering wheel. Being mates with Kurt and you know, wanting to change it up, does look a little bit worn, but it actually isn't bad for the amount of cases the car have. We've got the R8 center there. I did end up buying some genuine HSV dash spears, because it did have SSV redline ones in it, because obviously the junkie who stole it wanted to try and change the look of the car. So obviously they wouldn't pick it up, but again, data data gets you in trouble. They think they're smart, but they're obviously not. But the rest of the bits are there, and I'm going to piece it together bit by bit. Yeah, boy, we are back in action, ladies and gentlemen. The VF Calais is finally looking like the R8 LSA. There's a few things that still have to go on. We're still got to clip in the inside of the guards, front and rear, and fix up the skirt and whatnot, but it is looking the part. A little bit not happy about that ride height, but we'll fix that up after the car does get tuned. But we are in bloody business. A huge shout out to Aaron and Shane for helping me out, getting everything lined up. Aaron is a panel beater, Shane's a spray painter. Just got this thing absolutely bang on, guys. Like, all the gaps are perfect. I want it as good as I can get it, and those boys definitely delivered. So huge shout out to you, Aaron and Shane. I know you guys are watching. I appreciate you guys so much for coming out and helping me out. Honestly, I would not have gotten it this good. It would have taken me 10 times longer. So they were the best people to have for this. But man, it is looking absolutely bang out. Obviously needs a wash. It's got handprints absolutely over everything, from lifting it around, moving it off one car to another. I've still got the police prints from the Clubsport, but door gaps and everything are absolutely spotless, perfect. And I'm super bloody wrapped and super stoked with how it looks. Honestly, it's finally come together now. It looks like a car. And yeah, we just got little bits of the interior left. I actually am getting the module for the fuel pump to start hopefully tomorrow. So I'm not going to put this together as of yet, because I think we do need to wire in a few things into the top there. So got the doors on with the door cards. I didn't take them off originally anyway, so that was nice and easy in that aspect. But we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I'm itching to get all this together once we get it all steam clean and put the interior together. And then I guess we could say it gets away as being a HSV. But man, again, I'm super wrapped, super stoked. It's finally coming together. We're getting to the exciting parts now. It's not looking like a bloody ugly Grandpa Spec Calais V anymore. It's looking like the real deal from the donor car, plus a sunroof, which we'll have the sunny on tilt very soon. Getting some fat photos. So anyways, I'm going to come back tomorrow, hopefully install what we need to install to get this car started, a bit more programming, then we can whack the interior in and everything's going to get steam cleaned and whatnot. And then we'll get this washed once we can move it, and it will be getting detailed by Pinnacle Auto Care. So yeah, that's it for now. I guess we'll see you guys and check back in tomorrow. So there we have it, guys. As you would have seen, the car runs and drives now. It isn't tuned as of yet, but that will hopefully be in the next episode. Sometime next week, Nick from Blakehurst Automotive will be tuning this bad boy. And I must say, we are finally getting there. We're about 90% there, but it is enough to put this video out and show you guys what we have done. And a little recap of what has happened. So before I show you that, I want to give a massive shout out to my boss, Peter, for programming absolutely everything in this car. It has been ridiculous. If I can give you guys any advice and you're looking to do something like this to get yourself in a cheap LSA car and buying a stolen and recovered car and planning on putting it in another car, is do not touch the car if it has been revinned to another car. And I mean absolutely everything revinned. This has been nothing short of a punish. And it costs a lot of money to reprogram everything to get the thing right. So I'm glad I had a running driving car beforehand, because we did actually have to use a lot of parts from that car to make this process much easier. If we didn't, you'd be spending a lot more money, and I'd probably say it may not be worth it in that case. But if you have the time and energy and crackhead energy like myself and Josh Lever and a few other people, then this job may just be for you, because you can get yourself into a LSA car and make it look 100% like a HSV. Now, drop down in the comment section if you guys think that this is a mock-up or just a reshell. For me personally, I think it's a reshell, especially with the VF LSA cars, because it's not like it's a pre-VF car where they all have the LS motor, the gearboxes are pretty much the exact same, the body kit's the exact same everywhere, and you got the exact same tail shaft, exact same RSN, exact same diff, axles, all that stuff. I feel like on the LSA cars, if you swap absolutely everything over, like I have on this, it's pretty much just a body swap. It's not really a mock in that sense. I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think, but that's my thoughts on it. Anyways, getting to the car, it is 90% there. We have a few things that are still apart because we do have to program a few more things still, and I don't want to have to pull things on and off again. It has been a process and a half, but it is at a point where I can show you guys and get this video out. So let's have a quick little recap over the car. So as you can see, obviously starting, we have the LSA engine. So this was obviously pulled out of the stolen and recovered VF R8 LSA, and I swapped literally everything over. So we've got the LSA engine, the LSA box, LSA tail shaft, LSA 9-inch rear end in there, brakes, all that jazz. But coming to the engine, we did do a few little upgrades. So we have the beautiful looking VCM OTR here with the infield panels as well. Looks absolutely banger. And as you can see, the LSA snout is no longer on a 45. It is dead straight, and that is because we have the upgraded VCM snout here, and it is very, very, very ported, so we can get much more airflow. And much more airflow and fuel means more power. 65mm pulley. Huge shout out to VCM for supplying us with that, as well as the internal engine parts, which we will get to in a second. But we've got some 1 7/8 inch headers there from X-Force, as well as a full 3-inch catback. And as you would have heard, the VCM OTR sounds absolutely banger, but so does this exhaust as well. It could be a little louder, but we'll just see once we break it in and whatever. It's only been idling in those few little toe pokes. Internally, we got the VCM5SC. Obviously, we'll be doing a little bit of a ghost cam tickle up to that, because I want it more choppier than what it is now. Even though it's untuned, we'll set in a little bit more choppier, but we want that nice little LS thud there. VCM5SC, LS7 lifters, push rods from VCM as well. Valve springs from Manly. We've got oil pump gears. We've got dual row timing chain, and a few other upgrades as well. But this is going to be good for hopefully around 600 horsepower. Could be more. Maybe I'm talking it down. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Everything there has been swapped, as well as the outside of the car. It is finally complete and looking the goods. R2 from Pinnacle Auto Care will also be detailing this car, because as you can probably see, little few remnants of the thieves that stole the car. The police prints are still on it, so obviously it's going to come out with a detail. But anyways, moving on, as you would have seen in this video as well, the beige Calais dash had to come out so we could put the HSV one in. Got that in there with everything HSV. Now also went and bought the HSV dash spears, which this car didn't have. It just had black SSV ones, and it did have the gauges down there for the Series 1 R8. We've got the right Series 2 R8 LSA surround there, and everything is swapped over and Mickey. I also did get the whole interior steam cleaned, detailed, and it has come up like brand new. And I am super wrapped with this. I'm sorry for the lighting, it's not very great in here, but it is looking banger. It smells so fresh, you guys have no idea. And I'm super wrapped with how this whole build has turned out. So I want to give another massive shout out to everybody that has helped out. You guys know who you are, and I appreciate you immensely, especially Josh Lever. He has been an absolute legend, traveling 50 minutes every day pretty much for the last few weeks to help me out with this thing. My boss Peter for sitting behind this during work hours and after work hours and before work hours, trying to program it and get it right for me into this running stage, which it is now. And VCM for hooking us up with all the engine bits. I cannot wait to see how this performs on the dyno. And X-Force Exhaust Australia as well. So huge shout out to all you guys and everybody that has helped thus far. Hopefully in the next video we'll have it on the dyno running and driving, so we can get some driving clips, some revving clips, and all the fun stuff that I have built up to this point. Doesn't end here. We've got so much more content to go with this car. Take it drag racing, we're going to take it circuit racing, which is something I've never done, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I cannot wait. I'm super keen to get behind the wheel and have some fun and give you guys absolutely quality content. I also want to give a massive shout out to you guys watching at home. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you all so much. You honestly push me to get stuff like this out and in time. It has been very, very hard on me, but you know, we get it done and you guys are absolutely loving this build. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much. Make sure you have a happy and safe long Easter weekend. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next one.